Hello all!
What's going on, everybody?
Welcome to Boomzies, issue number 32.
And if you've never been to a Boomzies, you want to tell the kind viewers.
The kind viewers,
Yeah.
the kind, wonderful,
the
gentle
nice people
viewers.
here.
The nice people who decided they would watch us tonight, which, by the way, we love you guys, our viewers. But for those of you who are new viewers, we are Mass Geek Debate, as it says down there in the little box we've trapped it in. We debate everything in the geek spectrum, from video games, music, TV, movies, comic books, and everything in between.
It's true. On tonight's episode, we're going to first start off by talking about some new advances in technology, primarily photography, the new Lytro camera, as well as the Kogeto Dot camera attachment for your iPhone, where that's kind of pushing technology.
It's a really cool tech,
and
how they do that stuff.
It's pretty neat.
There's the possibilities.
Yeah, but it poses some philosophical problems
That's very
that
true.
need to be
Very
talked
true.
about. And then finally tonight, hopefully you guys are prepared for this.
Yes,
have
in
your
our
lists.
second topic, and I hope you guys, like you said, has your list. We want to hear those in chat and on the phones. We're going to be talking about guilty geek pleasures. We all have them. There are those games, comic books, music, and movies that we all love.
But might be a little
But
embarrassed
deep
to
down
say
inside,
so.
we're like, should we really love it?
Yeah.
Or if we admitted it, would we lose geek cred? So we're going to be talking about that tonight.
Yeah, so there's that.
I think it'll be interesting to find what everybody comes up with.
Yeah,
So.
well, I already know some responses
You are-
to some of mine.
Oh, gosh. Well,
It is what it is.
And of course, we have a couple changes on the Back into Substance TV for people who want to follow us socially. If you guys want to follow us, we have come up with finally a name for our Facebook. It is facebook.com/STVsocial or STV.social, whatever you want to do. And of course, our Twitter, as always, is Substance TV. The other big change that's come is that
We're it's now easier to find us on the
Yes,
web.
easier.
Rather than having our www.substance-tv.com, that dash kind of throws people off and might lead you to a different website.
Yes.
Now it's much easier to find at substancetv.net.
Yes.
It is a .net, so remember .net, not
yes,
.com.
.net.com.
You can still reach us at the substance-tv.com if you've got that bookmarked, but just easier to kind of remember with just Substance TV. There's no dash.
So you can do the dash, or you can do the non-dash,
The non-dash.
depending on what you like to do. So again, like we say here, we got our social stuff. Go there, follow us on Twitter.
We're cool
and
with the
like us
Facebook
on-
timeline, too.
We are, and again, we've updated. Yes, we've updated the Facebook timeline so you can see the new hip things we're doing up on Facebook. Also, wanted to give a little shout out to a fan, Nash. I don't know if he goes by that here, but on his DeviantArt, Nash. Last week, some of you saw the awesome Charman art he did, and I don't know if you saw it, but it was epic. This week, I saw he did another drawing, and I wanted to show everybody what he did. It is just, it's epic. I mean, look at that. It is Charman and Squeegee, which, Landon, you felt you were portrayed too weak. You want to be a stronger...
Well, no, it's just it's like I am known for getting just ridiculously pissed off constantly, and yet I just it's funny. I get it. It's
Yeah.
comical value. It's really hilarious.
It's
I
comic,
dig it,
but
yeah.
it's great. It's a great drawing, and again, we really appreciate Nash what he's done on this, and we feel honored that he did this really awesome fan artwork for us. So very much appreciate
it's really
it.
cool.
But let's go into what we've been doing this week in our time in our lives. Let's start with you, Landon. What have you been doing this week?
I guess I'll start off with Justice League Doom, new animated DC animated film came out. Picked it up on Blu-ray. It's got the great voice actors such as Tim Daly voicing Superman, Kevin Conroy voicing Batman. Really great. It's based off of the Tower of Babel story arc, Justice League of America Tower of Babel story arc. This was adopted and transformed for movie by Dwayne McDuffie, who there is a fantastic bonus feature on this about Dwayne McDuffie. He recently passed away. He passed away in February.
Who did he do?
Well, he created a bunch of really great black superheroes. He's the one that created Static Shock.
Oh, I heard about him. Yeah, I heard about him passing
so
away.
he really kind of pushed for African American, kind of pushed for people not to see color in terms of superheroes, and you know, he was really there was a really great bonus feature in there where he was really ecstatic to meet a fan at Comic-Con dressed up as Static Shock, but it was a black guy, and he was like, I am really just waiting for the day that a white guy will show up dressed as Static Shock, as they will just see the hero and not see the color.
Right.
But Dwayne McDuffie is really inspiring. There's a lot of really great features about him, but he adopted that story, turned it, and wrote the script for this film, which a fantastic job with this. Great voice acting. The animation for this is phenomenal.
So it's in line with all the other Warner Brothers stuff.
Yeah, DC has been doing some really good animated films, and this is definitely up there. And it's a great story. I don't know if anybody has really read the Tower of Babel story arc, the Justice League Tower of Babel story arc, but essentially it is where you've got these great powers of the Justice League, and really they need to be in check. And some of the bonus features in here talk about using that in terms of our own history, where you've got, you look at our Constitution.
Kevin Conroy?
Kevin Conroy voices Batman, yes.
Yeah!
So it talks about checks and
now.
balances. If you've got too much power in one area, you really need to kind of check that in case it were to go rogue.
It's like
or
a balance in
something
the
else.
force and stuff that.
And so Batman creates this document of how he would take down the Justice League had any of them turned rogue. He's got a plan for Superman, a plan for Wonder Woman, a plan for Green Lantern, all that. And essentially those plans get stolen and are used against them. And the issue is kind of what goes through in this is what Batman does is right. You need to have kind of a checks and balances for this, but what he doesn't do properly is he doesn't let the Justice League know. He does it without their
the
consent.
notes around, kind of like in high school, and he doesn't hide the note well enough in his little
No, he hid it
5-star
really.
protector.
No, he hides it really well. It's just
okay.
kind of worst case scenario of how it gets stolen. But the thing is, you need to do this thing, but you need to kind of let the rest of the members of the Justice League kind of know that.
Like, hey,
you
I
have
know how
the
to
checks
screw
and
you guys
balances.
over.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't share your Rocky Road ice cream, you're going down.
Yeah, I guess you want to boil it down to that.
Well, I mean, sometimes, some days you're having a bad day and you need a little bite of the Rocky Road.
But what's really cool about this is it's definitely. It's got some mature kind of situations in there, not to really kind of give anything away, but there is a period in this film where Bruce Wayne is buried alive with his dead parents, like the skeletons of his mom and dad. And I'm like, that's kind of, when you really think
Kinda
about
creepy.
that's a little creepy. So it's...
Are there any mature, like, love scenes or anything?
No, well, of course you're going to go that direction. No.
I'm just asking the questions that the viewers want to know.
Yeah, clearly.
Oh, I had questions about this all week long.
Uh-huh.
Friends,
No,
families.
there's no animated sex scene. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to inform you of that.
Well, okay.
It
we
is
can all
not
hope.
there.
Maybe next
But
movie.
it's well worth it, man. I was really surprised too when I went to go pick this up. I wanted to pick it up day of. I went to Best Buy. I worked till 5:30. I went to Best Buy sometime around 7 o'clock. Completely sold out.
Really?
Completely sold out. And I was like, wow, that's really great.
Ooh, I see Bruce Timm.
Yeah, Bruce
I
Timm's
see
involved.
that name. You put Bruce Timm and Kevin Conroy in a
Yeah,
movie.
it's got all the great. I mean, this is really kind of
Wow.
a powerhouse for as far as the animated stuff goes. So top notch.
Okay.
But I was really surprised that it sold out. So I had to go to Target. But
I'll have to check that out.
yeah, it's worth it. So what's the first thing you've been up to?
First thing I've been up to, little musical thing here. I've been listening to a band called the Civil Wars. Joy Williams and John White. They're a band that I was introduced to by my brother-in-law Matt. I'd never heard of these guys before, and they are essentially just two people, a guy and a gal. They go up on stage, very acoustic, kind of folk music, but their harmonies and their music are disarmingly haunting and beautiful. Just the way they sing things. I have a little clippy clip here for those to kind of let people listen to what they do. So we'll go into this and you'll just see what I'm talking about. So check this out. So that's a little bit of the Civil Wars, but they're a really great band. They've got a great CD out that came out last year. But I've been doing a Rhapsody thing. Doing the Rhapsody thing, listening to it, and you're making an observation.
I made an observation right before we kind of started this. I was like, the lead singer here, his name is Johnny White, is his name.
Johnny White. Yep.
Which is, when you look at this, it's a weird combination in visuals, both with the name. Is he looks very much like a combination of Johnny Depp with Jack White, and then his name is Johnny White.
He's got a little vibe with the both, yeah.
It's such a weird combination. Like, it works. Hey, cool, right on. Now, I will say, I like it. I think some of their songs are...
They're slow.
Far too slow.
They're more mellow. They're more mellow. They did do a song, and you look them up on YouTube, the Civil Wars. They actually have a version of Billie Jean, which is really cool and eclectic. And they actually have the real, well, what we know as, You Are My Sunshine.
Right.
That song, I don't know if you all know this. We're about to drop some music knowledge on you. You Are My Sunshine is a very dark song. If you know it. The true song, the You Are My Sunshine we sing, we only sing one verse of it.
Well, that's how most
the true song,
kind of stories
and
are.
They sing the full thing. It is a very dark and sad song, and they'll sing it and really give you the context behind it. So go check them out.
The same with like Ring Around Your Rosie, like those are
the
once
real.
You read the history of that shit.
You're like, wow, that's kind of depressing.
Well, there's that.
It's a good thing we censored it for our children these days. Iron and Wine covering Love Vigilantes is the songs I need to hear.
You'd like Iron and Wine. You listen? Have you heard of them?
I have not heard of them.
You'll like them,
but I'll listen to them.
Yeah. I'm sure if you're, because if Rhapsody is something similar to Pandora, right?
No, Rhapsody I can download and listen to any album I want to at any time.
I thought you listened to something that was similar to Pandora, where it gives you random songs that are similar to that.
That's Pandora. But now I have
you
Rhapsody.
Said something of it. Okay, well, anyways, if you do Pandora and you type them in, you're probably gonna get Iron Wine.
Oh, interesting. Iron Wine greatness. Okay, Now I know.
Definitely.
So, what's your second thing you've been up to?
The other thing, buddy of mine, Travis, picked up the Lord of the Rings cooperative card game, and he and I both are big Lord of the Rings fans, and so we decided to try this out. And I'm not really a big card game guy, but I decided, okay, well, let's go ahead and give it a shot. And so he brought it over, and we sat it down, and it was interesting. It's an interesting concept because it's a cooperative card game. It's not me versus him. We build our deck, and basically scenarios are posed against us, and we have to either fight our way through an environment, fight our way against enemies, just different scenarios that are posed at us.
Drop the ring in the volcano. Is that the goal?
No, that's not part of it.
That's not the goal?
No.
What's the goal in the game?
I don't really know. I don't know it's to kill and survive is all I cared about.
You have like completely you're like, there should be this overwhelming goal, like, I don't know, just kill stuff and hit him in the head. That's all I know.
At that point, because it was the first time, and mainly like the first time that we sat down and played it. We're gonna play it again, but the first time we were more focused on basically getting the technique and how to play it down properly. And I will say, it's brutal. It is so unforgiving.
Is that Eric?
Talbane, yeah.
Eric, what the heck are you doing here, man? Aren't you supposed to be at work?
He quit.
Oh, well, okay.
But anyways, it's a yes, Lazy Kirby. It is a co-op card game. So he and I work together, and we have resources, and you try and you work together, you talk with each other, and try and work your way out of these scenarios. And it's just unforgiving, like the stuff that just keeps just throwing shit at you, and we lost. That's all there is to it. We played for almost 2 hours and just hardcore lost. So it's really fun, but it's unforgiving. It's very, very unforgiving. So
Frodo. Yeah. Do you have the Frodo? And
here's the traditional Frodo. He just hates Lord of the Rings. That's all there is to it. He says it's really
is
boring.
there a card that says Frodo, and another card says ding 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 ding, and this is Frodo. Do you have Bilbo or any of the characters from Lord of the Rings?
It's got the characters like Aragorn and Legolas and stuff like that, and it's got really cool art too on the cards. It's that Magic the Gathering type art. So I like it. It was really fun. It's really tough, but I like it. And I mean, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, it's got a lot of the cool characters from it. It's got a lot of the cool environments and stuff, and and you like card games, then give it a shot. Well, and it's got tons of expansions too, so you can go into the card stores and just spend $10 and add extra characters, environments, scenarios, and stuff, like $10 and just endless possibilities.
Well, I will definitely not be checking that out.
You just don't like Lord of the Rings. That's all there is to it. It's okay. Not everybody can like Lord of the Rings. I get it.
It's really boring.
I love Lord of the Rings. I'm sure there's a lot of people in the chat that like Lord of the Rings too.
So,
I'm sure there's people that don't like Lord of the Rings.
I'm sure that Frodo. So the second thing I've been doing this week has been Avenging Spider-Man #3, which I know I'm a little late on this. This has come out a couple weeks ago, but I went in Landon to the comic book store, and I completely forgot I had them pulling this for me each week, and they just came out to me, and they were like, here's your Avenging Spider-Man. Well, here's what they hand me, right? They hand me the Avenging Spider-Man #3, and I get 2 copies of each, and they hand me the Avenging Spider-Man #4, because I have my pull list. And I look at #3, right? Let's look at the number three. It looks so pimp. Joe Madureira. Dude holding Spider-Man, about to kill him. Looks awesome. And then after that, I got the 4th book, and it looks totally lame. Joe Madureira's not on it anymore. He's going to do something else. He might be back. And so I promptly, I purchased the 3rd one. I'm like, yeah, could you just take me off the Avenging Spider-Man pull list? I don't want it no more. Don't want it anymore. No, thank you very much. But I read the 3rd one, and the 3rd one, thankfully, even though Joe Madureira isn't on anymore, wraps up kind of the little story arc that was going on with the Mole Man, the Underground people. Very cool, epic ending for it, and now, to me, the Avenging Spider-Man is a 3-part miniseries. Yeah. Well, it's whatever happens after that, I don't care.
I did a similar thing with like Green Hornet when they brought Green Hornet back. Kevin Smith started writing it, so I bought the first, I think, 12 issues, and then Kevin Smith got off, and so I stopped reading. I really love Kevin Smith's writing. So
see, that's the thing. Once the person that brought me into it, once the individual that I'm interested in got into it, I'm like, yeah, whatever. So it's a great book. I'll tell you, purchase the first 3 Avenging Spider-Mans. Forget about the 4th and on. He might come back, but do the first 3. Certainly, that is. So anyway, I think we've covered what we're going on to this week. Yeah. Let's get into our first topic of the night, which, remind everyone, if they've just joined us, what our first topic of the night is.
Well, back in CES of this year, they introduced this technology. It's the Lytro camera. We're talking about 2 things tonight on this opening topic. Is the Lytro camera, and then the Kogeto or Kogeto, let me get the exact name here. Kogeto Dot. The Kogeto Dot. We'll talk about the Lytro first and kind of talk about what it is. The Lytro is essentially this new camera. It's small. It's about the size of an oversized lipstick container. Basically, it's square, but it'll take a photo, and that photo once it's taken, you can change the focus anywhere.
Very cool.
Yeah,
you focus after you take the picture.
Right. It just takes a light field of what's in front of you, and then once you get from there, you can pick where you want to focus.
Yeah. So you have the picture later on. Yeah. It's on your computer, and you click to where you want to focus, in front or farther away. Yeah. It's the idea behind it is cool. Mm-hmm. I really like it, but the problem is...
The technology behind it is really rad. The problem with it, how I see it, I don't know, because we haven't talked about this, but where I see it, it's very similar. I'm going to talk about design.
Some of us have never seen a lipstick container. Could you provide a visual? Yeah. Where the lipstick container, it's about, this big, by that long.
Yeah.
It's like a square, small mammal's penis.
Okay. Stop. Okay, moving on. Anyways, so the issue with this, I'll talk about design in terms of how I see design is once you start getting all this great tech, once you start providing, making Illustrator and Photoshop do more naturally, just basically a click and it makes this beautiful, eliminates this, or it does this. It makes it very, very easy for just Joe Blow, person down at your local church, just to make these designs, and it's like there's no more heart to it. It's just sure you can make that, it's still not quality. And so that's how I see. Point. That's how I see with this. It's allowing more people to make these cool photography stuff, but you're kind of stepping back a little bit from traditional photography. Right. A lot of what photography is getting that shot, doing your manual focus, and looking at it from a different perspective.
Right. Taking multiple shots. And then I think you're right on that. That comes back to even just the basics of design. You can't teach talent. Yeah. You cannot teach that. I have so many people, and we've talked about individuals, him and I actually, just today, we're talking about individuals who we feel aren't talented, but are there because, whether they had connections or whether money or they just had a lot of training and tried to get good. This camera here is a cool tool, but I don't think it in any way replaces the real life heart and soul of an artist coming up with ideas, looking at size, contemporary, shape, color, all that kind of stuff.
It takes out a little bit of the, like we've got here in the chat, the professional aspect of it. It's cool tech, and I really like the tech. And what I really, really like about it, what I want to see I don't like the design of the actual camera right now.
I
And
think
there's issues with it too.
But I think who their market is, it's a perfect design.
Yeah.
For you and I, it's not. But this little thing here,
I'm waiting
and
for
tapping a screen.
I'm waiting for 2 years from now, and it's on my phone. That's gonna be cool.
Well, because right now the resolution is really pretty much an HD screen. It's not. It's like,
well, that's the thing. There's other tech issues with it. It's not
Right.
quite there yet. Like you can't crop in it. You can't. It's only Mac compatible right now.
and the
there's
size
other-
isn't that great. I mean, I think it's like 2 meg. And here's the one thing that's funny: if you go to their website, they're very careful to word it like it's an 11 light sensor. They use a different terminology. They don't use megapixels, so they use a terminology that's foreign to us. So you really can only assume it's like I think 2 megapixels. It's
Yeah.
like about a 2 megapixel camera. So yeah,
Well,
it's
only
cool.
gonna, it's only gonna get better. That's
It's
all
only-
there is
right,
to it.
that's true.
And
It's
it was
only
really
gonna
cool.
get
It really surprised me when I saw it at CES, months back, and then New York Times did an article on it just a couple days ago. So it's pretty cool.
That's cool tech.
The other thing that we're talking about here is another thing. It's called the Kogeto Dot, Kogeto Dot. It's technology that's kind of been around for a little bit, but now they're basically shrinking it down for an iPhone. It's an attachment you can put on your iPhone. What it does is it takes full 3D. Think of it as a camera on an axis, on a spin that just goes in a circle. And so at any time you start taking your video, it's taking video in a full 360 degrees
Can
fashion.
you like Matrix?
So, well, here's the thing. So once you
That's your Dreamcast. I'm sorry about that.
careful.
Sorry, I get a little crazy here. Keep
But anyway,
that
so
level.
as you take that footage, then you pull it into you play it back
Yeah.
either on your computer or whatever device you've got that you're going to be playing.
What
this
is that
back
in, like
on.
super widescreen or something? How does it?
Well, no. What the thing is, like at any time you can just click and drag and just move around. So you can watch the video from one perspective, and then you're like, oh, what's kind of going on here? And you basically just drag the screen, and it shows you the perspective of what's going on over here.
you know,
So it's just really cool.
you know, people are going to use this camera, and like the first adopters aren't going to think about what's going on around them, you know. So they're going to be recording themselves in like the other room, and their parents are having sex, and they don't think about that. The
Where
door's
does-
open.
It
And
doesn't-
they don't think about it. They're just taking themselves in the room, but then, boom, other side 90 degrees, mom and dad are boinking. They don't think about that. It gets posted to the internet, and people are like, oh, they're doing it. I can't believe it. That's what I'm looking forward to. The unexpected, or like, hey,
Okay.
I taken a picture,
Okay.
and, you know, my brother in the other room, you know, has a big poo stain on his shorts. Ah, didn't see that coming in your face. The hilarity is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Brian Gross, you are so sick.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from experience.
You know, for every lie, there's always a hint of truth.
I have to tell you, when I was a child.
Well, anyway, so I see this. I don't really see any drawbacks to this one as far as like it's taking away some sort of professional aspect of
You're still going with that
photography or video, but I see it's just really cool tech, and so they've had it for a while in like maybe a year or so. I don't know the exact time period, but they've had it in a bigger form, which is a big bubble, and you can just take high def video. But now there's an attachment where you can put it onto your iPhone, and so you can just hold your iPhone up, and it just shoots 3D, or not 3D, sorry, but 360 degrees video, and it's cool tech. It's
You know
really,
what else
really
this
cool
is going to
tech.
revolutionize? Those chicks that take those pictures of themselves in the mirror. Revolutionize it. You thought it was cool to take a picture like this? Take it in 360. Whoa. Facebook pictures will never be the same. See? I'm talking about real life applications here. I mean, you're like artsy stuff. Oh, yeah. Helping the world hungry. But I'm really coming down to the
Trying to
reality.
have a fucking normal conversation that doesn't boil down to parents having sex
Well,
in the
this
background.
wasn't parents having sex. It was the Facebook picture. And when they do the stupid thing like this, they're like, and you see the arm here.
Yeah.
Now you can see the whole arm and the 360 around. I wonder
Well,
if like, the mirror will reflect and make like double and triple reflections and do infinity.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I like J.K. Spencer here. Not until we get a legitimate hologram or like
A legitimate-
I want holodecks like today.
I am not impressed right now.
Yeah.
You impress me not.
But anyways,
So-
it's cool tech, and I'm just really eager, to see when this, the next 2 or 3 years,
360
and progressions
duck
of
face.
this
I wanna see, like,
and
a
getting
3
it directly onto your phones rather than having to have attachments.
You know,
and
a
stuff.
360 troll face where people are like,
You're not letting it go. Just have a
360 troll
conversation.
face, man. I want it. I want it. Okay, so we've talked about
Yeah.
this great technology that
And
he's
trolled
excited
upon it.
about, and I've ruined.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm here to do. I'm
It's
here
cool
to
tech.
spoil the good thing.
It's cool. It's cool tech. So this is a reason why you watch CES and pay attention to it, just because there's really cool shit like this that comes out, and it's not perfect right away.
No, of course
but
not.
It'll get there, and it'll be really, really cool
at a certain point.
But
so our second topic of the evening, which, of course, by the way, we shall remind you, if you want to call in and tell your opinions about these subjects, you can give us a call here. Our Skype number is, of course, Boomzies. Or if you want to call us on the good old landline, it's 316-778-0730, and let your opinion be known, especially in our next topic, which is the guilty geek pleasures.
yeah.
Those things that we... that we know maybe we shouldn't, but we do.
Yeah.
Sadly. So
There's going to be a description down here, too, just in case anything that he just said doesn't make sense and is stumbling upon the topic.
yeah, pretty much.
So it's stuff that we really like deep down, but we might be a little embarrassed to admit, like, you know what, actually, hey, I do like that for fear of what other people will say. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to say that shit.
We are here to say that, exactly.
Yeah.
We are not afraid to. We are not afraid whatsoever. So, anyway, shall we start off with the very first one here?
Yeah, what topic are we? What
Well,
form of media are we
What
starting
form of
with?
media? Well, of course, we'll tell you the four mediums we're talking about. We're talking about comic books, video games, movies, and music. Our first is going to be movies. First topic is going to be movies. So, we're going to hear first one here. Our first movies here for you, Landon.
I will always be on the left side of the screen.
Yes.
And, yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution. Now, here's the thing. I will say that this is not a good movie in terms of its, caliber of being shot and everything like that. But it is a movie that I watched with a smile on my face. I enjoyed it. It like I didn't walk out feeling like, oh my god, it's phenomenal, but I had fun watching it. So yeah. So and that's what, like, I'm looking at this as yeah, I agree, J.K. Spencer. It wasn't that bad, and it did have some surprisingly accurate moments in this film. They took some liberty here and there, but there were, at the core, there was a lot of legitimate accuracy in this film. But the thing is, I'm taking this solely as guilty pleasure. This is a film that I know everybody, typically the general public, hates, but I enjoyed the film. I sat through it and had fun. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very much a guilty pleasure, Landon. Yeah. Are you ashamed of yourself?
No, I own it on Blu-ray. Yeah, I liked it.
There are so many things I could say, Landon. There are so many things I could say. I don't know where to start, really.
Yeah.
I really don't know where to start of how that is an abomination.
Whatever.
To all things Dragon Ball.
It's not
It
perfect.
makes Transformers the movie look like freaking War and Peace. Okay? Look like Citizen Kane.
I'm not telling you that it's a good film. That's not my stance. I'm saying it's a guilty pleasure.
Okay.
It's a poor movie that I like. So
okay.
Now see, I find your little short circuit thing. I don't like. Well, that's a good movie.
But it's a good movie.
It's
but
Steve Guttenberg.
It's a Steve Guttenberg. It's a guilty pleasure for me because it's not one of those films that I mean, I absolutely love Short Circuit. I mean, it's not just like kind of like I love Short Circuit.
It's an odd like. Did you enjoy all of them?
I love Short Circuit too.
Yeah.
Here's a little story. Here's a little story about Short Circuit 2. I got in trouble. We watched Short Circuit 2, and at the very end of the movie, when Johnny number 5 is going after the bad guys, he says the words, "I'm really pissed." And my mom and dad were like, "Ooh." And he just said, "Pissed. We are never watching this movie again. We are never watching this movie again."
Japanese Godzilla movie? Is that just what happened?
Yeah. That's what my parents do when they get mad. They're like, "We're never watching this movie." So, all my childhood, I watched Short Circuit 2 once. I never got to watch it again. So it was one of those things like when most people, move out of the house, or when most people, get their own place, it's like, yeah, I can drink, have ladies over, parties, friends. No, me, it was like Short Circuit 2. Short Circuit 2, baby, over at my house, everybody. We're going to be watching it now. But, hey, Chuck! Welcome, Chuck Bonsai. Appreciate you for joining us. So anyway, with Short Circuit 1, it's not, like I said, it's not one of those movies that people would go back and go, hey, it's one of my top 100 movies of all time. And I don't know if it would be there even, but it's certainly a guilty pleasure, even though it's not the quality and caliber of Oscar, Academy Award winning.
It's a good movie, though.
It's Steve Gutenberg. What happened to Steve Gutenberg?
He just stopped.
What happened to Steve Gutenberg?
He just stopped. He lives on through Late Night with Jimmy Fallon.
He's on there?
No, he's not, but Jimmy Fallon like pulls up his images any chance he can get. Like anytime he does a game show, he's like, or you'll land on the Steve Gutenberg. And just does a little goofy joke. So that's about the most I ever
Gutenberger is my guilty pleasure movie. See? The Gutenberg Bible. Wait a second. It all makes sense. Eric and I were talking about this the other day. Steve Gutenberg is getting ready for the second coming. He is the Messiah.
No, I like what Jake said. He said he retired because he's like the guy from Ghostbusters. Steve Moranis.
He does Hallmark Hall of Fame movies. Oh, Rick Moranis.
Yeah,
but he got out of it because of his children or something. He was
well.
done.
He was like, dude, I made enough money. Like, I'm gonna stop. You know, between Ghostbusters and Honey I Shrunk the Kids, he's like, I'm set. I'm good.
Wow.
Like, I don't blame him. I guess
That's
you know,
true,
hey,
that's
if you've
true.
got the means and you're plenty happy with it, then
roll with it.
Rock on.
Okay. Well, let's move on to our next guilty pleasure. Is comics, and for you,
this is a tough. This is kind of a tough one because,
and you're the comic guy. I figured you'd have a ton of them.
Yeah, but it's like I pick stuff up and I always like them. I pick up stuff that I think are good, and I end up they are being good.
You messed up my slide. You messed up the slide.
Oh, it says yeah. That was the last second. That's
awesome.
Yeah, it was the last second switch. Like
this is the Secret Dragon Ball Evolution with Darkwing Duck and Short Circuit. The comic book.
Well, this was a last second switch. That like we had to grab a new image for his comic like 10 minutes before the show
Darkwing Dragon Ball.
Yeah. So the reason why I've got Darkwing Duck on here is because in my mind it's more for kids, and so that's the reason why I've got it's a guilty pleasure because it's not really meant for me, but I enjoy it. It's Batman as a duck.
Batman as a duck.
Batman as a duck.
Hello, you've reached the Boomzies phone. Who are we talking to? Oh, hello.
Hello?
Hello? Hi?
Hear you.
Those guys in the overshirt, do you have your mic set up right? They usually don't have their mic set up right. I don't think they have their mic set up right.
No.
Hello?
Yep. Right. All
Can
right.
you hear us?
He's gone.
They have mic problems.
Yeah.
Those guys in the overshirts, we will mail you a mic. Yeah. We'll just mail them one to get it fixed.
He's trying again.
Let's try it again. Hold on. Hello?
Okay. All right.
You can hear me now.
I'll call you back as soon as you're talking stuff about me. All right.
So what's up? What is your guilty pleasure?
Dude, I thought you guys were gonna be on the guilty pleasure movies for like 30 more seconds.
Well, we will go back to the movies. Look, I'm cutting to the picture. Oh, we're back to the movies. We didn't even move on.
Short Circuit 25. that Dragon Ball Z Evolution go jump off a ditch into the galaxy, whatever.
That's true.
Fucking whatever. But I
say
want
what
to
you
talk about
want.
my guilty pleasure movie, and it's like the ultimate one that everybody knows, and that's Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I know that movie to death. I mean,
You love it.
It's got a big fan base, man. A really weird fan base, but a big fan base.
See, the big thing is my family is like it's like a tradition for my family to watch a Rocky Horror Picture Show and to go to the movie theaters.
Your
Like,
family?
I've done it. Yeah, I've done it since I was 10. I've gone to the Rocky Horror Picture Show movie theater thing and did the big throw the rice and stuff. It's a big family tradition for me. So it's never been weird for me at all. But for everyone,
So you just grew up with it. You were just born in a theater with the movie showing up, and there's Rocky Horror. It just was there.
I was born as soon as Sweet Transvestite started playing, and he said the Candyman, and I was like, "That's me!
That's me! I'm the Candyman!" That movie... Here's the thing that freaked me out about that movie. I didn't see that movie till much later in my life.
I saw it way too young. I should not have seen it.
Well, no. I saw it... I mean, I didn't see it as young as he did, but I saw it... Well, I was like in middle school. But here's the freaky thing. It was around that same time that I saw Home Alone 2 with Tim Curry in it as well. And I'm like, whoa, the hotel room guy He was the one in drag. Oh my god!
The hotel guys.
The whole blew my world away. So my thought was, if they could switch costumes in each movie, what would that do? Tim Curry in Home Alone 2 in the drag, and Tim Curry as the hotel attendant in Rocky Horror Picture Shows.
I think in
Tim Curry's just creepy.
Tim Curry in Hotel, I think I would like him more in the drag, because I just that's the only Tim Curry vision I see.
Yeah, that's all.
childhood.
Either that or It.
Yeah,
Those are the two. Those are the two. It's like,
yeah.
if the clown was dressed in drag, that's the scariest image ever. I don't think you can get any scarier than that.
Tim Curry is.
I want It to be in Rocky Horror right now. Just 'cause you said that.
I will reshoot the movie. George Lucas it. Let's do a CGI. Put a CGI clown in it. The director's approved version.
Did
you see,
for like 20 seconds?
There you go. Sell it again.
I
you
saw
see,
Star Wars 3D. Oh god.
What?
Did you see Tim Curry in Legend, where he was like that
Oh yeah,
devil
yeah, the
demon
big
with
devil.
the huge horns?
Yeah, that was awesome too. Yeah, Tim Curry, he's a good scary guy.
Yeah, he's.
Tim Curry is never going to be in a film where like this guy is going to be starring in the new Twilight Zone opposite the one dude. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. Well, thank you, sir, for your guilty pleasure. It is, and you've admitted it here, and you can feel absolved of all your sins.
I am Rocky Horror and proud. I don't care what
You rock. You will fly that flag high.
I'm a Rocky Horror man, and I'm proud. You can call me faggot.
Well, you know what? You go take those fishnet pantyhose off, and you take it easy.
Okay.
All right. See ya.
See, but that's kind of more of a cult movie.
Well, it's a
than
cult
it
movie,
is.
but it is a guilty pleasure because there's not like I don't know many guys that don't talk like, hey man, all right, Transformers, what do you want to see? You know, maybe some Rocky Horror.
Oh, there's a huge fan base.
Well,
for
I know
that.
it's a huge fan base, but that's just not like a dude movie. You know, like dudes, guys.
It's got meatloaf in it.
It does have meatloaf in it. That's true.
But anyways, I guess okay. So we're back on.
We're
comics.
back with comic books.
So-
We're talking about Darkwing
The reason
Dragon
why
Ball.
I've got Darkwing. Does it say Darkwing Dragon Ball?
It says Dragon Ball Evolutions and Short Circuit.
God. So yeah, okay, yeah, because I completely forgot to change
Right,
it. Okay,
exactly,
that's right.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, so Darkwing Duck, I've got it on there just because it's more it's a Disney more for kids, but comics it was tough.
Eating your sesame cake.
It was tough for me to pick a comic
Stop
book
eating
that
my
is
sesame cake.
that is considered bad by general public that I enjoy. It's kind of hard for me to pick that. So this was a stretch for me in picking this because I do think there's a lot of people that do enjoy Darkwing Duck. I mean, look at that! It's the Duck Knight Rises. Like it's so cool.
Knight
It's like
Rises.
it's Batman as a duck, and it's just awesome. So
Yeah.
I like it. So what's yours?
Mine is a little bit more interesting. It's Warlands, a comic book. Let me give you a little bit of history on Warlands. It's a comic book. Eric and I going to college at Friends University. He, of course, got me back into video games, and then got me back into comic books. And we went to this comic book store in town called Prairie Dog Comics. And I'd been at it for a long time. And one of the first comic books I saw was Warlands. And the thing that really pulled me in was the art was done by Pat Lee. And I really liked it. It was very cool. Of course, again, I've been out of the comic books for a long time. So I start collecting it little by little. And then I get addicted. I get addicted to collecting Warlands comic books. And I'm collecting every variant. I'm collecting 0 issues, European covers, foil covers. Every cover they're coming out with, I have.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening was, though, over the years, as I'm collecting these comic books, I'm back into the comic book now, and I find artists I like better. I find comic books I like better. But I'm already this far in. At this point, I'm like 30 issues, 30 books in of all variant covers. And I've already got like the whole set up till now. All I gotta do is keep buying them. So, as I bought all these comic books I really loved, I just kept buying Warlands. And right now, I have every single issue of Warlands up until Ice Age. Every single one, every variant cover, every 01. Every single issue I own of Warlands. And here's the other side thing about this guilty pleasure. You know when you own all of something, you have this kind of completist like, yeah, I'm cool. And as owning everything, there's something in the back of your head that's like, that should be worth something. I own all of this.
Yeah.
I own all of that. Nope, all of that's not worth jack squat now. I could probably get $50 for
50?
all.
Is that what you said? 50?
50?
50?
Or maybe 40 for everything. But this is all.
How many issues is it though?
There's probably like 70
It's a
different.
long run.
It's not a big run. No, it's just variant covers.
Oh, 'cause
like you'd
okay,
have like 3 or 4 variant covers and everything.
Okay.
3 or 4 of them. And I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
So I
Yes,
have
I use
action
it.
figures.
Yeah.
I have all the action figures. I have the dark light crystal Comic-Con figure. I mean, I had it all. And that's just a case in point where just because you collect everything doesn't mean it's going to be worth a darn. And if you don't like it, stop collecting it. Hence, with Avenging Spider-Man, why I've learned my lesson. I've got all 3 of them, and I don't like it anymore.
Yeah. Well, you
so
can
I've
see.
stopped.
I mean, that's not really like you're collecting Avenging Spider-Man. That's more you're just collecting Joe Madureira.
Well, right,
that's
but
the
the whole
difference.
point, because then as Warlands went on, it got sucky art, and Ice Age went on. Pat Lee stopped drawing, so yeah, there's my
That's good.
guilty
Yeah.
pleasure in comic books. So let us move on to music.
Okay.
An issue
Did you get video for this?
I didn't get video.
Oh,
I couldn't get
God.
video to run right.
Okay.
But you people can look this stuff up.
Yeah.
We
Here, I
can
got-
just look at the.
I
we
got
can
a
just-
link.
Okay, you got a link. Show them a link. Oh,
Well,
we got to
get
call the Boomzies phone.
We'll wait. So I hope somebody in the chat knows who this group is. I'm sure they do.
You've called the Boomzies phone. Who are we talking to?
Hey, Music Smash.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh man, are you still on the comic books right now, or are you moved on?
We're still on
already?
the topics. We are still on topics of guilty pleasures. We just got done with comic books. We haven't moved on to music, but we can hear any of your
All
guilty
right.
pleasures.
All right, cool. All right. Well, guilty pleasure for oh man, guilty pleasure for a comic. I have 2,
Okay.
and they're for 2 different reasons.
Sure.
One is Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. I love the book. I love its writing. I think it's amazing. But the thing is, like, the fan base around it disturbs me. You know?
Why is that?
I really get embarrassed. I really get embarrassed whenever I pull it out in front of people, and like, I would get a guy that goes, "Oh man, you like Johnny too, huh?" You know, like some weird goth dude. It's just.
See, and I'm
that
with
is
you.
my-
Whenever
I don't like
whenever I pull
oh,
it out
God.
in front of people, they give me weird looks too. Yeah,
There.
it's crazy.
I'm just. Yeah. I mean, you can own. If I ever want to buy Johnny Homicidal Maniac shirt, I would have to go to a Hot Topic. I don't want to go
And
to
you
a
feel
Hot
you
Topic,
feel
man.
wrong. I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I should have a
Man,
lip
I
ring.
Burn alive in those places.
I should have black fingernails and eyeliner to fit in here. Yeah, I go to Hot Topic and I don't fit in at all. And your
Oh,
your
man.
other comic book?
Oh yes, the other one. Back in the day, when I was a kid and very stupid, okay? I was
Weren't
a
we all?
gigantic fan. Yes, I was a gigantic fan. Oh, please. I know what you're going to say. I was a gigantic fan of Rob Liefeld. I loved his art and his books. When I was a kid, I read
Yeah, there's-
every one of Youngblood. I loved Youngblood. I was like, holy crap, this is so cool. These
See, now that's a
superheroes are
true guilty
big-ass,
pleasure.
And it's so dark, and they're like getting corporate sponsored. I'm like, oh my god, that is so awesome. Yeah.
that's
I
funny.
still kind of have that. I
But
might
you've
be
moved
kind of
on.
old by then.
You've
But,
matured past
You
that.
know, but it still has a place in my heart. You know, Youngblood still has a place in my heart. But you say it now, I know there's going to be people like, oh, what? That guy can't even draw feet. And
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And I think there was a movie. Oh, yes. Fair. I think it's a great movie. This is not a guilty pleasure. Everyone else hates it, but I feel proud that I love it. I love Spider-Man 3. It is the coolest of all of the whole trilogy. Spider-Man 3 is the best one. Emo Parker kicked ass, dude. He was hilarious.
Even the collar up,
that's
even the
interesting.
collar up, like ding 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 ding.
See, now that's a guilt. He's got guilty
Come
pleasures.
on. That was awesome.
You're thinking about it
I can
different.
say, yeah, too many supervillains and that, but come on, it was, personally, I think it was the best. And I really did like how crazy dark they tried to get Spider-Man and go, you know.
We will accept that as a guilty pleasure.
That's truly. I think the Rob Liefeld thing is just funnier though.
Yeah.
People are gonna hate me, man. But, yeah, I guess that's it for now. Hey,
Cool.
Yeah,
don't forget
thanks, man. Appreciate the call.
Those poses I asked for, okay? But finishing up the drawings, all right?
Cool. Awesome, man.
Right.
Very much appreciated. We'll get it your way. You rock, good sir. We love you.
That's pretty cool, man.
You guys.
You guys.
All right,
bye.
All right, bud. See ya. Good people.
Yeah, that Liefeld.
Shaggy,
That's
welcome
funny.
to the show. Welcome. We're in the middle of talking about guilty pleasures for those who've just joined us. And now
I want to propose something though here at the end though. Start turning in your head because I feel like we should have had this as a topic and we didn't. It should have been our 5th anime. We need to have anime. Anime. Pick a guilty pleasure anime because there's plenty of bad anime out there or anime that's just fucking weird and you shouldn't like. So because anime is one of those things that just go weird. Like my music.
like the segue into the music.
Segue.
Here
All
we
right.
go, and Landon, it is.
Die Antwoord.
Look at this. Look at the picture.
I don't know what is
Look
with
at
these.
this picture.
I don't know what it is about these people.
Look at
they're
that picture.
they're so weird, but it's entrancing. Just it's fucking weird. Like
you don't even know which one of the. If there was, you wouldn't like. Okay, here from the head up, which one's the dude? Don't know.
Please
Head
tell me.
down. Okay.
I'm sure other people here in this chat have heard Die Antwoord, but they're just weird. Like you shouldn't. Yeah, exactly. Letterman. I was telling Brian that they were on Letterman. I couldn't believe that they were on Letterman. I was like, how did they get on Letterman? Like, this is truly a guilty pleasure because it's so fucking.
And to hear this
Yeah,
guy
I
talk,
can't pronounce it right.
to
They're
hear
South African. I don't know how to
pronounce
pronounce
talk,
it.
It's hilarious. He's like, we just doing the beats and the transcendental. And he
D Antwoord. Yeah, there it is. Thank you.
He sniffed Duster.
Yeah.
Probably 5 seconds before he did that interview.
MSI could have been on my list too. I like MSI as well. So that's pretty cool there. But yeah, these people are here's a link to their
link.
YouTube,
Yeah.
one of their YouTube, all of their YouTube stuff. Their music videos are so weird. But there's something about it. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it.
I can't explain it.
Like the whole time I'm showing him a video of it, I'm just laughing the entire time. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't know why.
Here's my reaction the whole time. I'm going,
Why?
like your mind is in reality, and your mind says this isn't reality. This cannot really be happening. But your eyes say, yes, it is, brain. Guess what? Newsflash, brain. This is really happening. Blowing my world up, man. That stuff like, and that's why every day I wake up and I go, what am I gonna see today? What am I gonna see today? And Landon just, I think I've seen it all.
Yeah.
I've seen Living Party, I've seen Goatsies, and I think I've seen it. This is it. I've hit the internet boundaries.
Yeah.
And then Landon just,
These people are wild, man. I don't know what it is. And like I have them. They're a Pandora channel, and the Pandora channel takes me to this. They're weird. They're like a rap with techno with like a little dubstep with like weird poppy in it. Like it's bizarre. And they're from South Africa. And like I read comments and articles about them. And people in South Africa are like, even I don't know.
In South African terms, they're
Yeah.
weird. I don't get them.
They call like they're Zeph. That's what they are, Zeph, and they're like trying to explain what Zeph is, and like I don't even understand it, but it's fun. Yeah, they're blowing up right now. Cause see, I saw them a few years ago on YouTube. Just like go check them out. Like it's a weird video. Like check it out. And I watched it. I'm like, yeah, this is like the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. But I like it.
In a world where
I
Katy
like
Perry
it.
is popular, anything's possible.
So and then once I saw them again on, I've had them on Pandora since then. Just like, what is this? Like, I have to. And then I saw them a couple days ago on Letterman. I'm like, apparently they're blowing up. So cool.
Well, my guilty pleasure, I don't know if I can speak. I don't know if I have any more cred. Is Justin Timberlake, especially Future Sex Love Sounds.
It's a good. I like that.
I absolutely, and here's what I'm going to tell you. The first time, like I'll listen to pop albums, and I'll listen. Okay, for instance, I've said I like some Katy Perry songs. California Girls, whatever. I can, my head at least bobs to it and I like it. But it took a while. The first time I heard Sexy Back, it's literally a 2-note song. It's bom, 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 bom. That's the whole song. The whole song is 2 notes. But the beat and everything, when you start it up, boom, down, down. I'm bringing sex back. And I'll just dance. I'll bob.
No, it's okay.
Them other boys
right.
don't know how to act. I was down with it, man. The first time I heard it, I was like, I love this. I love this. My brain was just eating it up. It was like, yes, pop candy. Nyam, nyam, nyam.
See, now I don't see this as that. I think Justin Timberlake's hilarious. Him on SNL is he's hilarious. I could have seen this more as a guilty pleasure if you had put like NSYNC.
Instinct.
You know
No,
what I
but
mean?
because, but see, Justin Timberlake in the, I mentioned Civil Wars, in the idea of, fringe music or cool, hip music. I don't need cool, hip people who are like, oh, yeah, it's kind of a music snob thing. Music snobs, I guess, are supposed to say, Justin Timberlake is pop, he is sold out to the man or whatever. But, no, Justin Timberlake, and his first album, Justified, was pretty good. But this next album was just awesome, and it's
Well, he
just
got past all that Britney Spears
pop stuff. Yeah, exactly. But it was good. But yeah, everything on that album I absolutely love, and I will put it in and listen to it to this day, along with all the other albums. And I unabashedly love it.
Yeah. Well, we
I know
Cecil, who I used to work with.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
GameStop,
yeah.
He and I would play that shit at GameStop as we're just putting up shit on on the walls. It was just like, I don't know why, but it's fun.
Bring it on back to Hammerfield.
Yeah. He's hilarious on SNL.
He is funny.
He could be full time on SNL if he wanted
could.
to. He wouldn't make much.
No, but he's entertaining.
Yeah.
That is the most.
Yeah.
It's my dick
And,
in a box.
Exactly. The short films with him and
Dick in a
it's amazing.
girl.
Yeah.
See, it's just brilliant stuff like that. Like Crimey River, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just really
So there are guilty music pleasures, which I guess we didn't get as much backlash as I thought we would. People are kind of
check out D. Antwoord.
Yours is weirder, actually. I thought mine would get bad, but yours, you've taken the weird cake to you today.
Yeah. Well, no, I knew like the stuff, everything except for Darkwing Duck. I knew was going to be kind of like mass majority of people aren't going to.
You're going to enjoy that.
They're going to give me some shit.
Well, let's move on to the game. Our guilty pleasure game. For you, Landon.
For me, it's Bump and Jump. Bump and Jump. Now, see, I don't find it as funny as I didn't realize, and I don't realize. Does everybody in the chat, the people in the chat, speak out? Do you guys hate Bump and Jump? Is Bump and Jump a bad game to you guys? Because I didn't. Brian dislikes this game and he hates it. And when I said I was like, I like this game, I was really surprised that he hated it because I didn't realize it had a bad background to people. But when we had Norm on the show.
He tries to sell Norm on it. After we're done on the show, we're like, all right, Norm.
Norm enjoyed it.
He did not.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
He was playing it. You put the controller in his hands and he stopped playing.
Oh,
he died
whatever.
and he was like, oh, I'm done. He didn't really. If he really enjoyed it, he would have still been playing.
I got Shaggy Scoots loves some Bump and Jump. Bump and Jump is fun. It's a really cheap game. Go out there, pick it up. It's like $4. Just give it a shot.
No, don't.
And
you backing up my Puzzle Fighter sedan?
So, but basically, all Bump and Jump is like you're just going forward and you try and crash vehicles into the walls and explode them, and then you just jump. It's an NES game, yes.
That's one of the few games that you see the title and you're like, that's it.
Yep, bump them and
Bump and jump.
Bump and jump.
That's
it's sitting in my retro duo to the left of us right now. Because I love that game.
That's all there is. Just bumping and jump. It's kind of like that Eagle Raptor. What you doing? Just bumping and jump. Jumping and shooting.
Bump and jump and like Gyrus. Like they're cheap.
Now
They're cheap games,
Gyrus,
but I love them and I just put them on
good.
wall.
This is Konami arcade classic. Great game. Bump and jump. Not in the same league. Okay? Gyrus is up here. Bump and jump is like down there.
Well, I didn't realize Bump and Jump had bad connotations to
Well.
it, but I like Bump and Jump. Give it a shot. If you've never tried it, you should at least try it out.
Trog, I remember Trog. Well, my guilty pleasure is God Hand for the PlayStation 2. Mainly because this is a game I should not like. I shouldn't like it. I should not like God
I
Hand.
hate the cover. The cover.
Yeah, the cover that, yeah.
Uh,
I shouldn't like God Hand
so
because it has bad camera. It has some funky, clunky Resident Evil 4 controls. It has some really crummy graphics. It has some really kind of repetitive music. Like everything, if I just saw it as a parted out system and I looked at each of the individual parts, I would say this is a terrible game. But when I play this game, I've beaten it 3 times. Absolutely love it.
well, that's kind of like
I'm going along and I'm beating them, and I'm learning all the different moves, and I'm going through a combo. I can make
an analogy for like me in a situation that's similar to that. The bouncer for the PS2.
The bouncer.
I really loved the bouncer, the SquareSoft title.
Yeah.
I really loved it. To my understanding, it's a shitty game to everybody else, but I really enjoyed it. So, I can.
It's
I can understand.
It's called leitmotif, Brian. Look it up. I just must not know the lingo. Leitmotif. I don't know what that is. So yeah.
Yeah, see, the bouncer sucked. I like the bouncer. I don't know what it was.
We're gonna call the Boomzies phone.
Tetsuya Nomura's.
Hello, you've called the Boomzies phone. Who are we talking to?
No, it's C-Dan.
C-Dam, how you doing, my puzzle fighting lion brother?
You're terrible at that game. It's
Why are you lying on me? Why are you lying on me? You know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna cast it some night, live in front of everybody, and I will demolish you in front of the world. Do you want that? Do you want that? Do you want that on your conscience? Do you want your children to see that in the future? I don't think so.
Let him talk.
Now my future children are involved. All right, you
Well-
want a guilty pleasure game?
Guilty pleasure game.
It's not even just a game. It's a whole system. I've talked to you at length about it. I talked to you about my Jaguar. And my
Oh yes,
my Jaguar.
the Jaguar. Yes, you have spoke to me at length about the Jaguar. What makes the Jaguar? Why did you love it so much?
It's the little system that couldn't. And it just
Yeah.
it wanted to, and it tried so very hard, and it was terrible hardware to program for. Spend 3 minutes with air cars if you dare. But there's some real gems on there too. I mean, things like Alien vs. Predator. There was a really nice Doom version. Things like that. Defender 2000 was just amazing in a very early 90s kind of way. But there's so much garbage on there. 4-player White Men Can't Jump. I've played that. It's amazing. It's just ridiculous.
Was that a life-changing experience? Did you come out of that going, I finally know my purpose in life. I know what I'm supposed to do.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what it was. But the Jaguar is just such a thing that everybody universally hates before they get there, and I ended up selling it on a whim. I sold something else, and someone came to pick it up, and the guy's like, "Oh my God, you have a full Jaguar set. Here, take my money." And
Take it. Take my.
because he gave me so much for it, I couldn't say no.
Here's then the question: if you were to tell somebody this is the game for the Jaguar 64 that you must own, it is Tempest?
It would
Or
be
what is
Defender 2000. Defender 2000.
Defender 2000.
Yeah, and that is it's kind of rare. It gets a little pricey, but it is just tremendous. It's a good little, very colorful, extra polygon shooter, and it just if you like Defender, old school Defender, I mean, this was the next the next version with just chock full of techno music and giant shapes.
It's great.
And it's so much fun, and it plays really well on that stupid controller with the overlays.
With all the buttons and overlays, yeah, that was quite a controller. It harkened back to ColecoVision days almost. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah. The big number pad.
Well, sir, thank you for giving us your guilty pleasure, and also thank you for admitting on cast that I am the man at Puzzle Fighter, and I will destroy you.
Oh, we're gonna have to. We'll jump on.
Okay,
again.
rain check on that. Rain check on the puzzle destruction. You schedule time and a date. I will be there.
All right, man. You take care. Cheers now.
You too, sir.
All right, bye.
Trying to bag on my Puzzle Fighter skills. You can't do it.
Hey, well.
Don't do it. You want to mess with my children? Whatever.
Oh God.
All right.
Your priorities.
All right.
So
Say I'm a no talent graphic
Great.
designer. Whatever. But you talk about me in Puzzle Fighter, you done messed
All
up,
right.
son. Done messed up.
So off the cuff, let's talk about the last one.
Animu.
Anime.
Anime.
What could you say could be an anime that is maybe just bizarre that you maybe shouldn't like, but you do? Can you think of anything? I know one for me. I can't remember. Did you watch Gantz?
I haven't watched Gantz yet.
You should watch Gantz. It's weird. My girlfriend hates it. Madison absolutely hated every minute of it. But like it and like Elfen Lied or Elfen Lied, however you want to say it, which that's on Netflix. Both of those are weird, beyond
Very weird.
belief. But I enjoyed both. So I don't know if people in the chat have seen either.
Queen's
but-
Blade, they say.
Yeah, Gantz. There we go. So we got some fans of Gantz.
Oh, yeah, Eric, Project AK. Yeah, that one about the weird schoolgirl. She has this other gal fight for her. So she gets in these fights, and this other bigger gal fights for her. And the gal she's fighting against builds all these robots and super soldiers to come fight her. And, of course, this gal's friend always destroys them. And it's a weird, kind of crazy... I'm trying to think if there's an anime I own that's a guilty pleasure. I don't know, but let's take this call. Hello, you've called the Boomzies phone. Who are we talking to?
Ian?
Ian! Good, sir. How you doing?
Doing good. Hey, video game guilty pleasures?
Video game, comic books, music, movies, a geek guilty pleasure, as it were.
I would have to say that for me, that would probably be the original Game Boy.
That's a guilty pleasure?
In public it is.
In public? These days, in public.
I just don't want to show the
That's true.
the big gray monster.
Trying
You
to play
still-
Kirby in a non-lighted place in public on an original Game Boy, you get a lot of funny looks.
So, yeah, people are like, where's your DS? Where's your PS Vita?
I'd almost see that more as like maybe a hipster thing to do. You know, like screw you guys with your new stuff.
I'm gonna
go with the
old school.
old beat up gray.
But I imagine he gets looks from people. But you know what?
Yeah, that's what we got here. We get somebody. Hey, C-Dam. Ian is a hipster. That's funny. He called it. We're on the same page here.
But you keep on. You keep on keeping on, man. Don't let people hate on you for your Game Boy love. You keep on loving that Game Boy.
I've been playing that thing since I was 5. I will always love it.
You will always... You are like... It's like The Bodyguard. You are like Whitney Houston, and the Game Boy is like Kevin Costner. Carrying you. And I will always
Okay.
love you.
All right. Okay.
Right?
Sure.
Ian, am I wrong? I
Billy
mean,
Hatcher's good. I like Billy Hatcher.
No, you're right.
okay, see? We'll make a movie on it. You write the script, we'll make the movie.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very
Hey.
much, sir. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
All right, bud. We'll talk to you later.
Alright, see ya.
See ya. Yeah, and Billy Hatcher, I do agree with Eric on that. Billy Hatcher is not a great... Like, when we first bought it, it was
Solid
Sonic
experience.
Team. But playing it now, it's kind of like...
Well, that's. I mean, yeah.
Cook-a-doodle-doo!
Hey,
Cook-a-doodle-doo!
There's a lot of good
Cook-a-doodle-doo!
games that you go back and play now. and
Yeah,
kind of,
you're like,
you know,
yeah,
you lose
kind
this
of.
experience.
I enjoy it,
I mean, you have
but
to take it
it's-
into consideration
it's
of when it
not
was
all
released.
that.
I mean, you have to take it into that bubble.
Yeah, it's not a bad game, but it's just... It's a little bit...
Should this be our last caller for the
Yeah,
night?
last call for the night. Hello, you've called the Boomzies phone. Who are we talking to?
It's Ron God 22 from chat.
Hey, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing well.
Well,
How are you guys doing today?
we're doing pretty good. We're
Yeah.
together as friends, and we're drinking water. It's a party up in here, man. Partay. So what's a guilty pleasure for you? A geek guilty pleasure?
I have a whole bunch of them actually, so I'm gonna try to run
All
them
right.
down as quickly
Throw 'em
as
at us.
possible. As far as movies are concerned, every fiber of my being wants to hate this movie, but for some reason I like it. Is the movie Ultraviolet? It was such a horrible movie
Oh,
from
yeah.
every aspect. But
That ending
I-
CG was so bad.
It looked like it was going to be cool. You watch the trailer,
Yeah,
you're like, this is going to be awesome.
But me and my friends got suckered by the commercials, and when we went to
Yeah.
saw it,
I think many people
we're
did.
like- our hearts sank. But at the same time, I still enjoy watching it for whatever reason. I can't. It's inexplicable to me.
You just put it in
Um,
for a good time. You enjoy it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good choice for a guilty pleasure, I think.
Well, what else you got?
My video games and my music are actually one.
One and the same? Wow, this is going to be good.
2 video games and video game soundtracks that I like that maybe I shouldn't like are 1, Mega Man 8. Number 8 is not a popular Mega Man, but
I love Mega Man 8. Mega Man 8's a great game and a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
I think you will find more people love it than hate it.
No, well,
At least I found.
it's good for me then because that game is so fun. The voice acting is delightfully bad. But
Mega Man,
I love
I am
it.
Dr. White. I have a weird accent. And Mega Man has a really high voice.
Yeah, and like the more popular Mega Mans like 2, 3, and the NES ones are, well, they were never serious per se, but like in terms of them not being easy, it's a more serious experience. Whereas with Mega Man 8, I can just lay back, almost fall asleep, and
But Mega Man 8, it's pretty difficult when you get to that circuit stage where you're riding that train thing, and it goes really fast and you got to jump over 'em real quick. It can get kind of nail biting.
when you get to Wily's Castle, it's as tough as any other Mega Man.
Yeah,
But like
I would
any
totally be there.
every moment before that is just like a roller coaster ride. My second video game / soundtrack is Sonic R, which is
Wow.
that soundtrack, but
The
it is
racing?
amazing to me.
The old Saturn racing game.
Yes,
I
I
actually
don't know.
just played that a few weeks ago with I think I was playing with Chuck in the chat here, and yeah, that was an horrific experience.
Oh, it's a fun game to me. I know it should not be a fun game, but it is a fun game to me. And honorable mention goes to something you guys didn't really bring up. One of my favorite TV shows that got canceled before the end of the first season is The Middleman. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it tries very
didn't
hard
watch
to be
it
a
yet.
very
No, I
geeky
haven't
TV
seen that.
show. And I've been meaning to pick up a DVD set. I haven't got the money together yet, but it's a very fun show. It annoys the heck out of me because I loved that show, and it didn't annoy me that it got canceled. It annoyed me that the season was 13 episodes and it got canceled at episode 12. So they just denied us the final episode.
No ending, no nothing.
Yeah, that sucks.
Wow.
I had some like TV. I don't know when I was growing up. I don't know if either of you guys watched these, but like the knockoffs, Beetleborgs
Beetleborg.
and Street Sharks.
Oh, did you like VR Troopers?
No, I didn't watch that. But yeah, Beetleborgs and Street Sharks. That's where it's at.
Living in the city, you got to survive. Yeah, it's that song from Sonic R. My TV, I'll mention right now, is Burn Notice. Because Burn Notice, the
People
main...
like Burn Notice. I don't think you understand the concept of guilty pleasure.
No, it is a guilty pleasure for me because as a show, like the actor, the main guy, I'm not really sold on him as an actor, but every time I watch it and he goes, but every time, and the chick on there, boy, she hasn't aged that well, man. It looks like someone stretched leather over a mannequin's head, and there's her face. But every time I watch it, the thing that gets me is when they do the really technical explanations of things, where they're like, when you're a spy, you have to do this and this and this and this, and I'm like, yes, I'll learn, write this down. Oh, this is so cool. It's the geek tech spy stuff, that you're into. The show itself, I'm like,
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing every episode, though.
Exactly.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
Well-
you could. Like at the beginning of the episode, you could dictate the whole hour before.
exactly. You know what's going to happen to the very end. So, well, thank you, sir, for telling us your guilty pleasures, and we promise we won't judge you that harshly.
Thanks for taking the call. Have enjoy the rest of your night, guys.
Hey,
Thanks, man.
Thank you,
You
good
too.
sir. See ya.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we've kind of.
I think we've covered. I think we've
ran
covered
a little
enough.
longer than our hour that we.
Yeah, but I don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
I thought I'd feel bad about this, but I didn't feel so bad.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I think
Go
we
check
had a
out
good
the
topic.
Antword.
Go. You're still harping on that, man.
It's so
Go
fucking
check it
weird.
out. Man. Go check it out. As always, we are not just Boomsies.
Not.
Boomsies is not everything we are. Boomsies.
Bigger than that.
Boomsies is like a chick from the neck down, but we're more. Love us for our
We
minds.
have a brain.
We have a brain.
Oh, God.
Okay, don't just look down there. All right, we are. What are we, Landon?
We run a website. It's substancetv.net now. Obviously, it's here in.
I'm allergic to
this,
our website.
This corner here. Go to that. Bookmark it. Check it out. We write articles occasionally, and we check out our Facebook page. We want to get better at writing articles.
We do want to get rid of right now because we've tried and we are going to be getting better. But that's going to be a place you want to go where we do have all of our episodes back archived for Boomsies and Substance TV that you can check out.
The main place you guys can check out too, a lot of our updates daily.
Yes.
Multiple times daily is our Facebook page. Check out facebook.com/STV Social. check us out over there. We constantly bicker, make posts.
And Facebook is really the place where we're able to interact more with each other. Twitter, we make updates and stuff.
Well, and if you want to, definitely check out our Twitter, as well.
Yes.
It's at Substance TV. But if you know, obviously, you've watched our Boomzies. If you want to know what we're going to be talking about next week, check us out on Wednesdays.
Right.
Every Wednesday, we will release the topic that we will be discussing.
And I can already tell you, next week's Boomsy is going to be very special. I can tell you, we're going to be having something special going on. I won't tell you what it is, but we'll have something special. So you'll want to follow us on Twitter or Facebook to know what we're going to be doing then at that time. Also, we are going to be putting a video out on our YouTube channel on Wednesday as well. A little update for the channel on what's going on with Substance TV.
What's happening with the whole network.
Hey, with whole network, we're making not some change. I'd say we're restructuring. We're restructuring.
We're branding.
That's the business way to say it, right?
We're
Restructuring, rebranding.
I wouldn't say rebranding. We're just
branding,
focusing our brand,
focusing the brand,
making
not
it
just
we're
the
still
brand.
Substance TV.
Oh, we are. Of course. Of course, we all still
Tangents.
TV. It's sorry. We didn't mean to go off. So anyway, as always, guys, we appreciate you being here. Appreciate you as the fans checking us out. So
Thanks for showing up. Definitely.
Yeah, as
really
always.
appreciate it.
Thank you guys for showing up each and every week and calling us up. We definitely love it. So for Brian
and Landon,
we'll see you next week at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time for another insightful, awesome, awkward edition of Boomsies.
Thanks, everybody.